Welcome back to Sticks and Spirits. On today's show, we're going to discuss our first 4-5 matchup. 4 being Happy Gilmore, 5 being Office Space, and we're going to smoke the La Aurora 120th anniversary cigar. We're going to drink Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style. So why don't you guys light up, and as you light up, I'm going to talk a little bit about our bourbon for today. So Old Forester is the distillery that is the only one that has started distilling before Prohibition, was able to distill through Prohibition, and is still distilling today. And so this is a Prohibition style. In 1920, the Volstead Act, which started Prohibition, most bourbon distillers shut down. There were a few of them, 6, that were given the rights to continue to distill bourbon for medicinal purposes.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Get dead as
of the
medicine.
6, again, Old Forester is the only one that is still in production. It is also the first distillery that put their bourbon in bottles.
What was in there before bottles?
Barrels. Jugs.
Makes
You
sense.
see the moonshine jugs in the cartoons?
Yeah.
The jugs.
Okay.
The cartoons.
Like a growler, right? Like a beer growler. So during Prohibition, all whiskeys had to be barreled at 100 proof. And therefore, by the time it evaporates a little bit, it comes out at about 115 proof. The stuff that gets evaporated is called the angel share, which is where angel share gets its name. This is made of 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley. It runs at about $60 to $65 for a special release. It's a pretty good price. And now you guys give that a shot. I'll catch up with you later, but let's talk a little bit about the La Aurora 120th anniversary. So we've had some new stuff recently. I've got the longest continually distilled bourbon in the United States, and here we've got the most continuously manufactured cigar in the Dominican Republic. It started in 1903, never relocated from Cuba, like most of the famous Dominicans we know today. Back in the early 20th century, when they started the production of La Aurora cigars, most Cuban tobacco was just grown and shipped to be rolled somewhere else. But the Jimenez family started this. His grandson still runs it today.
Wow.
That's a Habano 92 wrapper. Habano is a Cuban seed that is grown in the country that it comes from, most popularly in Nicaragua and Ecuador. That's the 92 brand. For the ones that are grown in Dominican Republic, it's got a Allure binder. The Allure is a native Dominican tobacco. It's a little bit thinner. It's got a nice aroma and a good burn quality. They use it mostly in binders, a little bit less in fillers because it's got a kind of a drying on your palate. And the fillers, it's a bunch of different type of Dominican, the Palato Cubano and the Corojo and a couple of others. It's a medium, the full body flavor, and it's a $14, $14, $15 cigar. Also not a bad price for a special release. So, first thoughts on either. Where are you guys at?
Where do you want to start, Drunk? Cigar or bourbon?
I think the bourbon, for a higher proof for me, I actually find it very pleasant.
I was thinking the same thing. Like
Really? Okay.
I was expecting to be like
A little more hot, right?
No.
But
See, I'm getting that. Where you're like, oh, this is...
But are you getting it right away, or are you getting? See, for me, it's late.
100% with you.
Like for me, like letting it sit on my tongue for a minute. Like I picked up a bunch of flavors, like caramely sweet, like candy to me, and then like now I have a burn. Like now I can feel it like in my throat more.
And for me, it doesn't feel hot. Like it's late hot, but it's not as hot as we've had some other ones.
Yeah.
And for 115 proof, I would have expected it to be a little bit more of the burn out of the beginning, but it comes in a little bit later. Again,
It's got a really sweet nose.
it does.
Does-
And I've got
smells
it on a
great.
cube. I think the three of us have it in a cube.
Caramel, honey.
Like
Oh,
just-
I'm tasting a lot of sweetness in this.
That is so interesting because I am not getting any of that.
really?
Yeah.
You just getting fire?
I'm getting the exact same flavors I get on the nose.
I'm sure as the Q will melt into it, and hopefully some of those flavors will come out for me. But I'm getting burn.
No, I agree. I think this is exceeded expectations for me right off the bat. And I think it's extremely pleasant for the higher proof of a bourbon for me than I would typically like.
Well, that's what I was expecting with the higher proof quality being like, okay, like this is going to be hot, like this is going to burn a little bit.
I was prepared for that, but like you said, I'm getting a lot of sweet out of it this morning, and I'm enjoying it.
I want you guys to notice something as you compare from before, because we automatically make an assumption proof is going to equal strength on the palate, and you've had some lower proofs that have really burned you, and you've had now a couple of higher proofs where you said, wow, this isn't as hot as I thought. And really, the higher proof, it's going to bring some intensity because there's more alcohol in it. There's no question about it, but it's really done for the flavor, not for the burn. So when it's done well, like this one is, I mean, this is very, very tasty with a great long finish and a good balance. I think that's really important. And you got a great viscosity on this. It kind of coats your mouth. It's one of my favorite Old Foresters, and I am an Old Forester fan.
What was it to me? You said $60?
Yeah, about $60.
It's not bad. Yeah.
No, not bad at all. So what about the cigar?
Really enjoying the cigar. I'm getting immediate flavors from the wrapping. Have a great burn going. The size of the cigar, I'm starting to enjoy these sizes a little bit more. I am enjoying the cigar more than I am the bourbon, obviously, because it's hitting me a little harder.
Yeah, I get some nuttiness out of this, some very nice peppery in the back of the palate.
Pepper, absolutely.
And I think, sorry that you're not enjoying it as much, this, and we'll get more into it as we get further down so we can get into our movies, but this is a really good pairing. I'm enjoying these together a great deal.
I'm getting more of the drier sense from the cigar, drying the palate a little bit, like you mentioned. But the flavors are good.
Well, let's get into the movies. We've got number 4 again, Happy Gilmore. Number 5, Office Space. And we talked about it a little bit last week. I've not seen Office Space until this week.
Yep.
Watched it with you guys Tuesday night.
Yep.
And I watched it again last night.
Yep. Give us your take first, Timmy.
First of all, so I'm in insurance, and I grew up in a cubicle farm. And I was both highly entertained and slightly triggered by how, until the second half, which we'll get into, by how realistic it was. Can I take a second to talk about Gary Cole?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I realize Gary Cole plays his manager. It's the whole, yeah, did you get the memo? Yeah, it'd be great if you could put the right cover sheet on. Yeah, he's almost playing it straight. And because he's playing straight, it's so funny. But, so if you think about it, so Gary Cole right now is Mark Harmon's replacement on NCIS, right? Serious role. He was the Dad Brady in the Brady Bunch.
Yep.
He's this guy in Office Space. He's Ricky Bobby's dad in Talladega Nights. And he's the announcer in Dodgeball, which is already done. I've not seen him in the lead of a movie, but man, as part of an ensemble, he's versatile and fantastic.
You're putting him on your roster if you're creating
He was so good in this. And we said Vince Vaughn, who we love, plays the same guy all the time. He's never the same guy.
Yeah.
And he's good at all of them. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So shout out. But yeah, so funny and triggering. They have so many stereotypes are all there. The computer geeks, right?
The consultants.
Bob and Bob. I related to that movie even before I was in an office setting. I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday, and it's Friday afternoon, 15 minutes before you're ready to leave. I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday.
And for me, no one said it either, at least not yet. The beginning, for me, may have been...
in traffic?
In traffic. We have all been in traffic, trying to cut, this lane's moving, I got to get over there. And then it's dead halt. And for me, the other, Michael
Bolton?
Michael Bolton. I mean, you got to love his music, right? And he goes on to say he does not care for Michael Bolton.
But him rapping in the car, it's one hilarious. And then the black guy walks up and he turns it down and
Locks the
his
door.
car.
But he's still rapping under his breath in a mumble.
Yes, waiting for him to be fired
Scoots
up.
down a little bit, like.
Yeah.
And
That was.
then as soon as he walks away, he's like,
How many pieces of flair do you have?
That's TJ. I mean, they're making fun of TJ.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
Young Jennifer Aniston with her
If you want me to wear more,
Then
just make the
make
minimum more.
because what was the other?
Brian.
Brian's got 37 pieces of flair. So you want me to wear 37 pieces? I'm not mandating you wear 37, but you are wearing the minimum of 15.
Don't you want to express yourself?
But what's great is when she finally,
Yeah, I want to express myself.
when she finally had enough.
So from one movie that we relate to because of cubicle life to another movie we relate to, Happy Gilmore, because we all met each other from golf.
Absolutely.
Happy Gilmore, obviously the more well-known of the two.
Watched it many a times.
Many times.
A hockey player that learns he can hit a golf ball 400 yards,
Is he a hockey player?
no.
but that's the shtick.
Yeah, what team are you on? Hey, watch out, man.
So yeah, I mean, Grandma's house gets repossessed by the IRS. Needs to come up with some money fast, and goes on tour. But watching it more instead of just for entertainment purposes, but kind of breaking it down. Shooter McGavin, the character, the way it was played, all of the things that go into building that character, I took a new appreciation for it.
If you don't
what
have,
place was he?
If you don't have Shooter McGavin, you don't have Happy Gilmore.
No.
He was a perfect foil.
Yes. Yes. Oh, what place was he? Oh, I was too busy winning.
Ben Stiller played for a small part, but man, that was so good.
Can I trouble you for a glass of warm milk? You can trouble me for a glass of shut the hell up.
My fingers hurt. Oh, your fingers hurt? Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
Fantastic.
One of the lines I use, I'm always listening for it. Like, if somebody ever says, my fingers hurt, that is immediately the next words out of my mouth. Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
I was looking up where this fell in the timeline of Adam Sandler movies. He was in several movies before, but that was a bit part. It was his second main role. First was Billy Madison, and then this one. But when I was looking that up, he's been in 87 movies. He's produced 67 movies.
It's crazy.
But those were his first two. Now it makes sense that his
Double
production
dipping.
company is called Happy Madison.
Correct.
So, and we've not even done the best scene yet. I mean, Bob Barker.
I was gonna say.
The price is wrong, bitch. The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
God, I loved Bob Barker. I mean, I can remember being. Side note, I can remember being home from school sick, and the only thing I wanted to look forward to was Price is Right. Bob Barker.
Yes.
So good. Jackass. I mean, the guy, even the guy that,
Jackass.
that was the antagonizer for Shooter.
Hey, Shooter, wanna go get some
You want to
seafood?
get some Red Lobster?
You want to go to Sizzler? I mean, as all golfers, we can attest to the fact that we're kind of more like on the happy, like we don't get really bent out of shape if there's some noise and whatnot. But if that dude was out there, we'd all want to kill him.
Oh, yeah. Well, and as all of us golfers, I mean, this movie was the birth of finding your happy place.
Yes.
I mean, everybody knows your happy place.
Yeah.
His happy place reminded me of your golf mantra before you hit the ball.
Soft hands, big titties, pee to the pin.
It's Tim's happy place.
It's my happy place. And Carl Weathers, who was, of course, Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies, was so funny.
Yes.
Well, in rewatching this, the funniest part of that scene to me was where Happy is leaving and he goes to shake his hand and he's okay.
Well, and then two fun cameos is Vern Lundquist as the announcer. I mean, how do you get the guy who does aim in corner at the Masters?
But my other favorite, Lee Trevino.
Yeah,
Got
Lee
it.
Trevino.
Lee Trevino has become one of my favorite.
Grizzly
all-time.
Adams did have a beard.
He's just always popping up, just shaking his head.
Yes.
And then was it the only speaking part?
That was his only speaking
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Oh, and Grizzly Adams has a beard.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Well, before we vote, tell me a little bit more about how you're enjoying what's going on here. I'll tell you how I'm enjoying it. Hand me that bottle.
So as the cube has melted down here now, the burn is less for me.
Yep.
Definitely more enjoyable. I would still say probably not my favorite that we've had, in our recordings here, but solid.
I'm almost disappointed. It's almost too much, and now it's just drinking really easy. But the flavors are still just coming out very sweet at this point.
There was one sip I had that had more bite initially, but other than that, like, it has been really good. I'm with you. Like, now it's almost too watered down. I didn't drink it fast enough, and now for me it's like I missed the bite.
This is really one of my favorite bourbons.
Cigar-wise, Timmy, though, I'm still having I am really enjoying this. Great burn, not overwhelming by any means. A lot of flavor from the wrapper. So Grunk and I were texting last night as this match, and we've said this in a couple as these pairings are getting closer and closer. I still don't know at this moment which one I want to vote. I enjoy both of them for completely different reasons. The only thing I'll say to Office Space is it was front-loaded. The true first half of the movie was where I thought most of the comedy was, the phenomenal scenes. The back half was more the storyline.
Yeah.
And it did drag a little bit. Now Happy Gilmore still has those same parts, but did you guys get those same thoughts watching that, or am I just on an island with that?
I thought it was a lot funnier when they were doing a funny version of My Real Life.
Yeah.
Than when they started doing the crimes and burning everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still fun. I like the way they resolved it.
I mean,
But all right, rubber hits the road. You got to find your vote, Shum.
You go first.
Happy Gilmore.
He didn't help you out. He just is like, I'm going to tell you right now. Boom, Happy Gilmore.
I'm not gonna again.
We'll give you a little bit more of a.
I get-
Go ahead.
I mean, I found both of them hilarious, but again, I think it's front loaded, and I was sad laughing at Office Space, and I was happy laughing at Happy Gilmore. Like,
That's a great point.
like, I was watching Office Space, and I'm laughing because this is real life, and we've all been in these situations. You're like, I want to burn the place down too, because I've been suffering through this for how long? We're happy. I'm just like, yes, I want to be on the golf course. I want to be in my happy place. Like, I want to laugh and
Go to your home.
yeah, I want to
Just
beat.
go home.
I want to beat up a clown on a putt-putt course.
I actually found a lot of symmetry in the movies, different lines, but I found they both kind of had that dry spell. I didn't pick up on Happy Gilmore before until I'm comparing to something else. I think for all intents and purposes here, I thought for sure I was going to be one way, and I'm going to Office Space on this one.
Ooh, he's jumping the fence.
I think, Timmy, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go with Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. So, for me, so this is the closest we've ever had, but that makes sense. This is a 4-5. We've been saying for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the middle rounds are going to be tough.
We got a 4-5. This is going to be tough. I came down to a tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker was Jennifer Aniston or Julie Bowen.
Oh,
Well, I know who wins this one. Maybe I don't.
Happy Gilmore.
We're sitting
So
at 3-1 right now. Okay.
So, Mr. Weiss.
This was the closest by far, and I do believe the loser of this one would have beat a majority of the teams that made it through the first round. While Happy Gilmore had a ton of laughs and was funny throughout, Office Space hit home, and when it was over I sat there and thought, that move was brilliant. So true to office life, and so funny. My vote is for Office Space.
Wow, that's a little surprising.
Yep.
Now we'll hear from our man, Chap, who once again we'll see in virtual reality and not in real life.
Ultimately, Office Space is funnier because it hits closer to home. It taps into universal frustrations and delivers humor that ages well, while Happy Gilmore thrives on its over-the-top moments. Both are great, but if you've ever dealt with an insufferable boss or wanted to set fire to a piece of office equipment, Office Space just hits differently.
So we're at a 3-3 tie.
And Oz, and I double checked it on my.
I don't have time to write a tome, but I choose Office Space for its take on the cooperate world and how close it hits to home.
Goes Office Space.
Wow!
Oh, Office Space coming from a 3-1 deficit.
Yeah.
In true 4 or 5 fashion.
The one I voted for lost, and I'm not mad. That's
I'm
how
not mad.
that's how good these movies were.
I'm not mad either.
I'm a little hurt. I do love me some Happy Gilmore.
Well, we've got 3, 4, 5s left. Oh, that was
Nice. Look at you.
Well,
well done. So next week we have to choose between Trading Places and Step Brothers, Ed and the 40-Year-Old Virgin, Something About Mary, and Bridesmaids.
Oh,
These are all good matches. Should we put some ladies
Yeah.
in next week?
yes. Let's do Bridesmaids and Something About Mary.
Right. If you enjoy what we're doing, please give us a like, give us a share, make a comment. Number 5, Office Space, piece number 4, Happy Gilmore. Next week we'll be doing Something About Mary, which is the 4, Bridesmaids number 5. So until then, keep your smokes lit, keep your spirits high. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.